Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we made two custom 5212 mega stamps, one using red ink and the other one using black ink. When it comes to most applications where we make multiple ink pads with different colors, the customer generally use them for different aspects of their projects or their business. So for instance, warehousing would have like a red color if something was urgent, green if something's, whatever it is, they sort of use their colors for. Now in this project here, we actually ended up using two different color ink pads, the default black, which is the vast majority of the ones that we do, and the red. I'll just show you what the red looks like, just so you can see what the difference is. So this is red. I took the ink pad out just because it's about to be shipped, and I don't like to ship it with the ink pad in the actual stamp itself. And this is black, just show you the difference. And this here is what they look like differently. So here's the black, and here's the red. So the reason why they did this is, sometimes you have, some stuff that needs to go a little bit more urgently than others. So it makes sense to use a different color. So just visually, without having to read anything, just tells you right away, okay, this one I need to pay special attention to, and this one is just, regular going out. So when it comes to the design and everything else, these are two identical stamps in every way. So that means that if the customer, runs out of, let's say, red ink for the project, they can load it up with some more red ink into the pad directly. But in the meantime, they can still use the black one and still, go ahead and keep doing their business work. So when it comes to making custom rubber stamps, CNCKing.com offers you absolute flexibility, which means that we can provide you a whole range of self-inking stamps. And if you want to go non-self-inking, literally any shape, any size works, any even thickness. So let's say you needed a stamp that was, 2 inches high for some reason, and you needed that to be sort of an irregular shape, so something almost you'd sketch out. We can totally cut and make that stamp for you. So you're not limited to any specific dimensions or any sort of design format. The same goes with the graphics. Literally any font works totally fine with stamps because you're not cutting all the way through it, and therefore it's a stencil. So because we're just engraving, about half the thickness of the stamp when we do the laser engraving, as you see here, it means that any sort of font works, any language works as well. So if you want, a mixture of different languages on your stamp, not a problem. Same thing goes with imagery. There's any mixture of vector images you can have that are black and white. Now you want to make sure your stuff is black and white. And the reason for that is either you want the laser on or off when it's producing the stamp, and thus when you do the stamping, you either have ink or you don't have ink. So in that way, you're sort of limited in a certain way. But if you want multiple colors to work with things, we could also make you jigs. So you can use a series of stamps that are different colors and lay one over the other, over the other, over the other. And we have done that in the past, and it works wonderfully. So again, absolute flexibility regarding whatever you need when it comes to making custom stamps just for your company. So when it comes to the resolution that's possible with ink pads and ink stamps, you have to keep in mind that the finer the details you have, the longer it takes the ink pad to get used to that detail in the rubber. And what I mean by that is, it takes a little while. I don't have the ink pad in this one right away. Let me grab one over here. So this is the way I ship out the ink pads. So the ink pads, as you can sort of see, are uniform. And that's wonderful. But you have to keep in mind that once these things set in for a while, they make a little bit of an indentation into the ink pad. And that actually produces a better result when it comes to the ink transfer, because now the ink pad more matches the surface area of the rubber. So you think for large details, that's pretty straightforward. Now for smaller details, you sort of have very fine issues because there's not enough surface area of the rubber for the ink to adhere to properly. So generally what I do if there's something with very, very fine detail, I generally thicken it up just so you have a little bit more surface area, because the more surface area you have, you gotta think about it, the more ink can go onto that surface area, therefore the more ink can end up being transferred onto the paper, in this case here. So if you're looking for custom rubber stamps, we make them any size, any shape, self-inking or otherwise. Contact me at CNCKing.com. We'll make them for you and ship them right to your door.